In March 2026, something extraordinary happened in the world of global music. It wasn't just a concert, it wasn't just a comeback, it was a moment that united millions, possibly hundreds of millions of people around the world in real time. And at the center of it all stood BTS, and one name that quickly captured global attention: Jungkook. The anticipation had been building for years. After a long period of hiatus as a full group, caused by mandatory military service and individual activities, BTS finally returned to the stage together. Fans across continents had waited patiently, holding on to memories, replaying old performances, and supporting each member's solo journey. But nothing could truly prepare them for what would happen next. When the comeback concert finally began, the response was immediate. Streaming platforms experienced massive surges in traffic. Social media platforms lit up within seconds. And across different time zones, millions of fans adjusted their schedules just to witness this one moment. Because this wasn't just another performance. This was history in the making. As the concert unfolded, early estimates suggested something unprecedented. Millions, possibly hundreds of millions of viewers were watching simultaneously. From South Korea to the United States, from Europe to Southeast Asia, the reach of BTS extended far beyond physical boundaries. Fans gathered in living rooms, dormitories, cafes, and even public viewing spaces to experience the comeback together. For many, this was more than entertainment. It was emotional. It was personal. It was long overdue. And as the numbers continued to rise, one thing became clear. The world had been waiting. Then came the moment that many fans would later describe as unforgettable. As the stage lights shifted and the camera focused, Jungkook stepped forward. The reaction was instant. Across social media platforms, posts flooded in. Fans expressed shock, excitement, and emotion all at once. Some described getting chills. Others admitted they couldn't stop watching. It wasn't just his presence, it was his transformation. Jungkook, who once debuted as the youngest member of BTS, now stood on stage as a fully developed global artist. His posture, expressions, and confidence reflected years of growth, and the audience noticed. As the music began, Jungkook's voice cut through the atmosphere with clarity and strength. Each note felt controlled, each line carried emotion, and each high note drew reactions not just from the live audience, but from millions watching online. Fans quickly began sharing clips of his performance. Within minutes, these clips spread across platforms, gaining millions of views. Comments poured in. "He sounds even better than before. This is a new level. Jungkook has changed." But perhaps the most common reaction was simple. We missed this. In today's digital age, virality is often unpredictable, but in this case, it felt inevitable. As the concert continued, Jungkook's name began trending worldwide. Hashtags related to his performance climbed to the top of global charts. Videos of his key moments, his vocals, his expressions, his stage presence circulated rapidly. Within hours, millions of people who hadn't even watched the full concert were exposed to clips of Jungkook's performance. This created a ripple effect. More views, more reactions, more attention. And once again, Jungkook found himself at the center of a global conversation. But beyond the numbers, beyond the trends, there was something deeper happening. For fans, Jungkook's performance represented more than technical excellence. It represented time, growth, change. Years had passed since BTS last stood together as a full group. During that time, both the members and the fans had gone through their own journeys. Seeing Jungkook on stage again, stronger, more confident, more refined, felt like a full-circle moment. It was emotional, and that emotion translated across screens. Of course, with a comeback of this scale comes immense pressure. Expectations were high. Fans expected perfection, the industry expected impact, and critics were ready to analyze every detail. Yet Jungkook's performance seemed to meet and, in many cases, exceed those expectations. His ability to deliver under pressure, to connect with a global audience, and to maintain consistency throughout the performance demonstrated why he remains one of the most respected performers in the industry. Within minutes of the concert's opening, social media platforms became overwhelmed with activity. Fans from every corner of the world began sharing their reactions, clips, edits, live commentary. Everything happened at once. Jungkook's name quickly rose to the top of global trending charts. Hashtags associated with his performance dominated conversations, not just in one country, but worldwide. This wasn't a localized trend, it was global. Scrolling through online reactions, one pattern became impossible to ignore: emotion. Fans weren't just impressed, they were moved. Many described crying during his performance. Others spoke about the overwhelming feeling of seeing him return after so long. For some, it felt like reconnecting with a part of their lives they had been holding on to for years. And Jungkook became the focal point of that emotion. Shortly after the concert, clips of Jungkook's performance began circulating widely. A high note here, a close-up expression there, a powerful chorus moment. Each clip quickly gained traction. Within hours, some videos reached millions of views. Within a day, those numbers multiplied. Even people who hadn't watched the concert found themselves encountering Jungkook's performance online. This is the power of digital amplification, and Jungkook was at the center of it. Interestingly, the reaction wasn't limited to BTS fans. Casual listeners and even non-fans began paying attention. Comments started appearing from people who were discovering or rediscovering Jungkook. Who is he? Why is everyone talking about him? This performance is incredible. These reactions signaled something important. Jungkook's reach was expanding beyond the existing fan base. While emotional reactions dominated social media, the data supported the narrative. Search trends spiked dramatically. Engagement rates on performance clips exceeded expectations. Mentions of Jungkook increased across multiple platforms simultaneously. This wasn't just popularity, this was impact. As analysts began reviewing the comeback, one conclusion appeared repeatedly. Jungkook was one of the central figures of the event, not officially, not by title, but by presence. His performance, his visibility, and the reaction he generated positioned him at the heart of the global conversation. With such a powerful response, expectations for the future have grown even higher. Fans are now asking new questions. Will Jungkook dominate upcoming releases? Will his influence shape BTS's new musical direction? Will this moment lead to even greater global success? No one knows for sure, but the momentum is undeniable. Looking back, the Arirang comeback concert may be remembered as more than just a performance. It may be seen as a turning point, a moment when BTS returned and Jungkook rose even higher. As the excitement continues to spread, one thing remains clear. This story is far from over, because when millions, possibly hundreds of millions of people are watching, every moment matters. And for Jungkook, this may be just the beginning of something even bigger.